the game. So, these are short series. These 2-game series now, I think, what is it, like only 2 out of all of them that they've played so far have gone to a third game? I think that's right. Because I was reading Joe Posnanski.
In 3 years?
Yeah, I think only 2 games.
Not counting 2020 when they played 8 of them.
Right. 2 out of 3, I think, or 2 or 3 out of all. I think it's 3 have gone 11 sweeps and 3 have gone 3 games. Because there's a lot of conversation now about just play the one. I mean, this is not.
Well, there should be 12 total.
Yeah, there were 4 sweeps last year.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And in 22, there were 3.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, 2.
So 2. So
2 and 3
10.
years.
10 sweeps and 2 3-gamers.
Yeah.
So it's now, and the road team has, 7 of 12, 8 of 12, something like that. It hasn't mattered. The way they've got it structured, I think, is fair. You're better. You get all home games. Well, it hadn't helped. So.
Yeah, I think it is still a small sample size.
Yeah, it is.
For baseball,
right.
Especially. But, I think, and the Royals, this is the best version of the Royals with Vinny Pasquantino back in the lineup, assuming he can hit. At some point, he's going to have to hit one and hit one hard, or they're going to quit respecting him and pitch around Bobby Witt Jr. But, I love that they got by the Orioles.
A season is an unmitigated success.
Even if they only get one home game?
Yeah. Yes. I mean, they can't do anything about the structure of the playoffs. That's the way it is. And they will have gotten one home game.
Yeah.
Fans would have got to experience playoff baseball. So
I do not like 3 o'clock starts, though. Because I guarantee you this town, if it was 6 or 7, the bars would have been packed. People would have been over for houses. Like, everyone I know was kind of like me and Curtis. Like, okay, to my house, let's watch. So we watched it together. That was fun, But like back when now, hopefully.
Hey, what do you think? I got the game before you both days.
I think it sucks.
Astros,
yeah, I agree.
Astros played first.
I think it's terrible. I don't know that that's better than having like an NCAA tournament like let's go at 6 and 9 with 2 games each.
Like the Sweet 16, yeah.
Yeah, where you've got, like Sweet 16 or even the early rounds of the tournament where there's a smorgasbord of games.
Mm-hmm, right.
And then it's like, then you've at least got a good one.
Right.
They kind of overlap it, but they're like, well, we're going to cover this whole
window. We're
going to get that.
But it's still an hour and a half-ish between opening pitches, I think. I think it's about that tight.
I just think it'd be nice to have all the games at night so that the towns that are in it could, like, you want to grow the game of baseball. And
I bet the Orioles games would have been sold out at night.
Oh, I think they'd have been sold out at night there, but I also think here in Kansas City, it would have been a bigger deal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's a big deal for Royals fans, but you couldn't, like, where's the hip bar for the guy who's not really into baseball? Well, it's not the Royals game because that was at 3. Mm-hmm. And I think some of the ways
and they had a pretty decent
are,
gathering at the P&L, but it didn't look like mobbed like it once has been. I saw some shots of that.
I didn't see. I didn't know. But, I mean, if you did it at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, I think it would have been rocking. And I think everybody else, I think it just would be a better fan experience. I think, and I don't think anybody who's not in Houston, who the hell did you lose to? Detroit, Kansas City, or Baltimore, nobody watched those first 2 games.
Well, I was on vacation. I had a lot of things to do. I watched more of those games on my phone than I did sitting in my hotel room.
But it wasn't destination viewing where you're really consuming it, and that's the only thing you're doing.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that sucks. I think it sucks. The Chiefs have no Rashee Rice. What does that mean for them here moving forward? Is Danny ready to call the season over? It's a possibility. He's very negative. It's Danny Unleashed. Very positive company is Easton Roofing. If you need anything done, whether it's your home or your business, Easton Roofing has you covered. We had a lot of hail, a lot of wind, a lot of damage. Inspections are free. And did you know that the most exclusive commercial roofing manufacturers in the country, Geico, Elevate, Carlisle, JM, they supply only the very best roofing companies in the entire country. They supply Easton Roofing. That allows Easton Roofing to write warranties on commercial flat roofs up to 30 years. There's only a handful of companies across the country that can say that. Here in Kansas City, that's Easton Roofing. Find them online at eastonroofing.com.
More of Danny's Reasonably Irreverent podcast after this.
Hey Kansas City, Joe Spiker, Easton Roofing here. It's football season in Kansas City, and all of us at Easton Roofing cannot wait to watch Patty Icicles take us to our third straight Super Bowl championship. There's been a lot of storm damage this year. We're here before the storm, and we will be here well after, leaving a legacy of quality work handled by quality people. Not everybody got a new roof from their insurance company. If that's you, give us a call. Easton Roofing. Integrity matters.
All right, the Twin Peaks, end of the hour answer. It has been 44 years. This is a question idea that came from our friend Tommy Moe. 44 years for the Royals and Yankees. What is the longest that two teams have gone without meeting each other in the postseason?
That could,
or that have met this far apart. They actually have had two meetings.
They've met two meetings, and what's the biggest stretch?
There have been two stretches longer than 44 years.
Royals
are one
that wouldn't have worked.
Royals Yankees are one of 5 that have had a 40-year gap.
Is there some Brewer thing in there?
It's probably like somebody who probably an
Cleveland
original franchise.
Nope. Cleveland does have one that's longer than the Royals. The Braves and Guardians met 47 years apart, 48 World Series and the 95 World Series.
Okay.
There's one longer than that.
Somebody's
Giants and Athletics.
Nope.
Yeah, it could be like, I guess, some really far apart World Series.
Yeah, right. Some teams that played.
Who the Cubs play in the World Series? The Cubs and
Cleveland. So
Cleveland?
I thought that might be a good shot, but it wouldn't
No.
the Cubs.
Is it the Cubs though?
No.
I don't know.
The Dodgers and Red Sox met when they weren't even the Dodgers in the 1916 World Series. They did not meet again until the 2018 World Series, 102 years apart.
I thought it was going to be a way back World Series and something else, but I couldn't.
Dodgers weren't the Dodgers that year?
They were the
Highlanders?
Brooklyn Superbas or something
Highlanders
like that.
is the Yankees.
Yeah, Highlanders.
I think they became the Dodgers until 1920 or something.
They were the
like
what?
Superbas.
The Superbas or whatever, but it is the same
I had no
franchise.
idea.
And some of those teams, the nickname wasn't really that important. You know, it just sort of it started to evolve, and then eventually you became the team. You were just.
Do you know what the Yankees were before they were the Highlanders?
I'm sure I will nod my head when you tell me, but I'm not. It'd be bad radio for me to say.
They were the Baltimore Orioles.
That's right. That's exactly right. Yes.
And they went to New York, became the New York Highlanders, eventually the Yankees. And then when the Browns moved, they just picked back up the Orioles name. St. Louis Browns moved to Baltimore, then they became the Baltimore Orioles.
They were the Brooklyn Robins in 1916.
That's right. Yeah,
they became the Dodgers in 1932. The other two matchups that were at least...
Which is, people think Burr, but no, it was actually a guy with a yellow cape and tights.
It's amazing.
Robin from Batman and Robin.
The other two that
required all the players to wear a
ROBBIN apostrophe, and they were thieves.
Yeah.
The other two that were 40 years apart, the Pirates and Giants met 43 years apart, 71 NLCS, 2014 wild card, and one near and dear to Danny, 42 years between the Astros and Phillies. 1980 NLCS took them 42 years to get their revenge, but they did in the 2022 World Series.
1980, that's not a fond memory.
No.
Field of bunt, Nolan Ryan, come on.
Yeah. Twin Peaks is a fond memory for many after going there to watch a game, whether it's to go watch some Friday night football tonight, some Royals baseball, college football tomorrow. They've also got the fights. It's a fight weekend. If it's a fight night, it's on at Twin Peaks, twinpeaksrestaurant.com. And don't forget, check out their great line of bourbons. They got an extensive bourbon collection, always rotating it through, so make sure you check that out. Great happy hours, and of course that made-from-scratch menu, the most underrated part of the equation. You can check it out right now at Twin Peaks, twinpeaksrestaurant.com to find the location nearest you, Independence, Olathe, and in the Northland. Danny, level of concern with this game on Monday night for the Chiefs against the Saints?
Level of concern that it's going to be close to the finish like every game, or level of concern that they're going to lose?
They're going to lose.
25%.
Okay.
don't think there's enough there. I think the Chiefs' defense showed signs of being good enough. Games stay close, even if Mahomes hasn't played well. The thing is, in modern football, if you have a close game, the other team is in it, tied, you really need about 35 yards. Patrick Mahomes can usually produce 35 yards of offense at the end of a game to kick a game-winning field goal. And I think the defense is shaping up again to keep the games low scoring. Saints have interior defensive line issues with injuries. That sounds like a nice day for Chris Jones. So that might take away the possibilities that they can, the best, most effective way to beat the Chiefs is to have the ball for 38 minutes. So that mitigates that. So, Derek Carr's familiar with Arrowhead, and I don't think that's going to bother him. And he's capable of having a good game. And he's played well at times against the Chiefs. And, they looked damn good the first two games. But, so no, it'd be shocking. Every game is the same for the Chiefs in a delightful way. You go in, you say, well, they should really handle business here. I'll pick 27-17, and then there's 3 minutes to go, and they might lose, but they don't.
Derek Carr was familiar with Arrowhead, much in the same way that the 60s Lakers were familiar with Boston Garden. They just never seemed to go well for them there.
Yeah, they knew where it was.
Right.
I remember this place. This is a place we always lose.
Wasn't he the quarterback when they won the drive the bus around game or whatever?
Yeah, he was.
Was he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So he got a win.
Yeah,
I thought there was somebody in between Carr and the next guy.
He's had success. He's had a couple of games where he's had success.
Gruden only had Carr as his quarterback, right?
Right. Yeah. Unless he was hurt for a game or two.
The bus game. That was so funny.
Drive the bus. The last highlight of John Gruden's coaching career.
Oh, boy.
Taking a victory lap around Arrowhead Stadium for a regular season win in the midst of an otherwise poor season.
Just popped into my head, coaching and what it matters. Anybody want to bet that the Reds aren't going to be better next year?
Oh, no.
They got talent, and they got Terry Francona.
When Francona left, I said, well, it'll be interesting to see where he goes next. Oh, no, he's retiring. Yeah, right.
Sure he is.
Yeah, Bill Parcells was, too. It was always the health.
He actually even said, I would like to return to baseball when I'm healthy again. So at least he didn't just say, I'm done forever. I'm going to go live in Borneo. So, anyway.
But,
I have concerns about the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes trying to, I read an article in the Star the other day that he's decided to use this mantle of blanket, about the offense. I don't think that's the right way to look at this. If you're down two receivers, I think he should not say that. He should think that he should do the take what they're going to give you. That he should be the take what they're going to give you, Mahomes. If he tries to force the issue, he's shown that this year he'll chuck some in bad interceptions. So I don't like that mentality necessarily.
Yeah, but I think part of taking, I think you need to stretch the field in all directions.
Sure.
And Xavier Worthy and Justin Watson can still do that.
But you can stretch the field in non-dangerous fashion.
Yeah, I
run a fly pattern and throw it over his head.
And I think that's what he's talking about.
Okay, well, if that's what he's talking about, then that's a good idea.
I don't think he's saying I'm going to throw it into triple coverage. Let Xavier Worthy go fight for it. Right. I think he knows what Xavier Worthy is. Xavier Worthy needs to be open to throw him the ball. He's not a jump ball winner.
Right.
Right. How about should they have more jump ball winners out there? We had who was it who called earlier? Give him credit. Keith, get Jody Fortson active, get him out there, get Justin Ross up there, send him on go routes and just throw it up to him.
I can't say that it's the worst idea I've ever heard.
Okay.
That you're right. The Chiefs generally haven't had that. Mahomes isn't really comfortable with. Many quarterbacks in this league are comfortable with throwing a back shoulder with a guy just smothered and letting his guy make a play. And thinking that they have the advantage in that regard. Mahomes doesn't seem to like that.
Well, he doesn't like that because I don't think Andy runs the corroborating routes along the sideline that help to set that up.
Right. Or if they generally haven't had that many big rangy receivers either.
That's an Aaron Rodgers staple. I mean,
right.
A quarter of the money he's earned in his career has been based on being able to throw back shoulder throws to guys.
And who's the last receiver I mean, it's Kelsey, and Kelsey's not going to operate
Right.
over there.